Welcome back to At Your Leisure. You know, one of the things that we talk about a lot, or we talk about with a lot of off-road folks out there, is aftermarket accessories. And the cool thing about UTVs is everybody gets to modify it and change it and kind of put your own style into it. You can kind of make them into whatever you want to make them into. And so when I think about aftermarket accessories and I think about bolt-on stuff, I think about stuff that has function and is cool. I like both of these things. So let's talk about winches for a second. Winches are a great function to have, but it's also a safety issue. You know, if you're out in the woods and you get stuck, there's nothing better than a good winch. Or if you have a buddy with a flat tire, you can hook a winch onto it and pull it over. So there's a lot of great purposes you can use a winch for. So that is like one of my #1 things when I put onto a car. So there's quite a few different ways that you can mount a winch on a vehicle. There is mounting brackets you can buy that do them externally. You can do them internally. Synthetic rope is what we use. I don't personally like cables. There's quite a few mounting options when it comes to winches. You can get them to mount externally. You can mount them on bumpers. There's quite a few different ways that you can mount those. There's different weight ratings that we come. You can get a 3,500 pound winch, a 4,500 pound, 5,500 pound winch. I run 5,000 pound winches minimum on about everything we have because we have heavy cars. But on a normal 2-seater UTV, a 3,500 pound winch is ample for about anything you want to use. Another thing is lighting. So when it comes to aftermarket lights, there's a lot of options out there. There's light bars out there, there's pod lights, there's rock lights, there's whips. There's quite the array of, quite the variety out there of things that you can buy. For me personally, if you're going to be wheeling in a place where you might possibly roll a car over, which I do from time to time, I kind of buy the cheapest things out there. I'm kind of an Amazon shopper when it comes to light bars. Are they as good as the big brand name expensive lights? No, they're not. But they do a pretty darn good job. So if you want to spend $500 or $1,000 on a really good light bar, they are brighter and they work better. But for me personally, I buy the cheapest thing on Amazon because I'm probably going to break it. There is a safety issue that comes along with this. You know, if you're coming down late at night, you want to be able to see well when you're, in the mountains. And if you have LED lights on, you're coming down a canyon, somebody who's coming up can see you from a long ways away, so they know to slow down if you're coming onto blind corners. And it's nice to be able to see if wildlife is coming out of the road. The factory lights on these are not great, so having some aftermarket lights on there is a really good thing to have, and they are a lot better than what comes factory on the car. So that's just my personal preference. But there is a lot of great light companies out there that make a lot of really high quality light bars. And the other thing that is most important to me, no matter what, the very first thing we do when we build a car, we put an aftermarket cage on. Safety is the most important thing. You never plan on a wreck, and sometimes bad things happen. There's nothing more important than your life, your occupants, and your family. So aftermarket cages are a big deal to us. And one of the things when you're buying an aftermarket cage, the companies that make those, they make glass windows for them, they make tops for them. So before you spend your money on stuff for a factory cage, you should consider looking into an aftermarket cage, something that's safer, and then you can get a glass window or you can get a top or accessories for that cage from the manufacturer that you're buying it from. But safety will always be the #1 priority. It's the most important thing to us when we build a car, and that should be something that you consider when you buy a car. We'll be right back with At Your Leisure.